Ba 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 na 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 da 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 da.
We're never getting music.
We're not.
I'm not going to do it.
No, we're just
Because why would I deny myself and our wonderful, smart, great listeners the joy every week?
The joy of me just bastardizing something.
You're
on
getting
the spot.
better. That's the
Am
thing. I feel like this is your music college. It's just a trial and error thing.
This is just me making up
Practice.
Yeah.
You got to do 10,000 hours in order to master anything. And between all the episodes you've done so far, you have a solid minute or two built up. So you're on the way.
Horrifying idea. We just mash every single thing I've done together into 1 6-7-second clip and just call that our theme song.
Oh boy! Now, when you say mash up, it's like back to back to back to back, or you mean overlaid on top of each other?
Overlay it. Overlay
right.
that
a
baby.
nightmare.
I want
noise.
a nightmare escape.
Okay. Somebody do that because I was about to, but this episode is late, and so I just did the math in my mind that no, I'm not going to
That's
back
fair.
and do all that. Maybe later in the week I'll put an official one. But if somebody beats me to it, go ahead.
Welcome to the nightmare world.
Welcome to the nightmare world of... Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Welcome to the nightmare world of How to Not. It's a podcast where we read how-to articles in order to learn how to be normal, regular human beings. My name is Rob Moden.
And I'm Kaitlyn Alexander.
And so, what is new this week? You're high on a Monster
I've
energy
had
drink.
an entire Monster, and I, like, Rob can attest to this, my head just keeps shaking on its own accord. Like, I don't mean to be doing this right now.
If you
just
tried to
losing
hold
it.
your hand still, could you do it? Could you? I've just had the shakes my entire life, so I can't. But oh boy.
Oh, I'm
Ooh,
jittery. Ooh, I'm a jitterbug.
Mm-hmm. I personally chugged most of this Starbucks cold Frappuccino.
Hashtag
drink.
not spawn, but if you want to spawn us, please, please do.
And there goes the rest of it.
And there we go.
So, what is the article this week?
How to have pleasant facial expressions.
Great.
Now, this is something I've struggled with, and I want to tell you how I got here.
That seems very harsh on yourself. Are you saying you? Well, it depends how you break down that sentence.
Yeah.
Do you have a pleasant face, a pleasant facial expression?
I have issues
facial expressions
producing
at all.
any facial expression. Sometimes I've looked in the mirror and been like, "Oh, that's what's going on." Okay.
Resting face.
Yeah, resting face. Exactly.
I feel like hold on, but we work together.
Yes.
Who does this worse? Because I feel like the answer is me.
Resting face?
Just yeah. A resting face that
So-
shows no emotion at all. You'll have full conversations with me where I will not show
Yeah, you just
any
don't
emotion.
show any emotion. Here's what I think.
Yeah.
You have a better like neutral resting face.
Uh-huh.
I look like somebody just kicked a puppy. Like that's my resting
I
face
wouldn't
is just
say that.
so sad.
I wouldn't say that.
Really?
No.
What do I look like?
I
Just
don't-
generally like unhappy.
I mean, I guess just neutral face because it hasn't registered on me in any way
That's
pro
fair.
or negative.
You just look like you don't care.
Right, which might betray that I don't care. That might be a problem in my
Maybe
life.
you just
No, because
don't care.
here's what I've said this, and some people have said you will not go far in your career
Oh,
because of
that's
this.
cruel.
Some people have said this.
Okay.
Some people in this building have said because I fully admit that I'm a bad emotional liar.
Yeah.
My skill
Okay.
as a liar
Yes.
is that I can come up with some sort of cover that is within the same emotional world of
Yeah.
how I'm actually feeling.
Okay.
But doesn't sound as bad as whatever the truth is. But if it requires me to say I love something when I don't actually like it
can't
at
do
all,
it.
I can't do it at
That's
all.
fair.
I can't.
That's a good skill though, to just be able to like, just like shift it away.
Well, it's been built up through almost 30 years of having to survive in this world
That's
of
fair.
just like I cannot tell a lie. I am like George Washington. George Washington had a crazy resting face.
Also, what was it? Harry Potter? I must
Harry
not tell
Potter.
lies.
Oh, where he had
What's
to
the
write
other
it
thing?
into the paper / his skin.
And then it wrote into his skin.
Yeah. And then they didn't really commit to that in the
They
movies.
did not at all. They were like, this happened, and then they were like,
You go to a Marvel movie and they have like they put poor Karen Gillan and Michael Rooker in head to toe blue makeup every day of their goddamn lives.
and they just dealt with it.
And Daniel Radcliffe, being such a diva, could not have the fake scars of "I will not tell lies."
He was just like,
written
I
on his hand.
refuse. He'd have a fake scar on his forehead, but that was the limit.
They told him, "Hey, what do you think of this idea?" And he pulled a not pleasant facial expression. Transition back
Damn.
into the article.
Okay, so this has 4.5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
88% of readers found this article helpful. It has 25 co-authors, last updated 9 days ago, and has 153,000 views.
Okay. Now, every time we say those kind of numbers, it seems big.
It seems ridiculous.
But every single article seems to have these kind of numbers.
It
and
does.
none of them seem to improve upon
I'm
one another.
wondering if WikiHow is just like covering for nobody going to it.
Do you think WikiHow is actually patrolled by a large number of Russian bots
You never know.
in between political tweets, in between trying to take down democracies?
How-to articles?
Well, they're also trying to figure out how to be more human.
That's true.
There you go.
Oh,
so,
you've
reading these
uncovered
WikiHow, and that might explain a lot. Because if you ever, here's real pro tip, 100% true.
Okay.
Go on Twitter.
Yeah.
If you see an account, and it usually looks fairly anonymous.
Yeah.
But it has 8 digits at the end of its username.
It's a Russian bot?
It's a Russian bot, or a bot of some kind. And so, if you look at them, they're probably just like talking about, oh, this is terrible, this is terrible, this is terrible. But all their logic is a little off. Their
right.
Their
reasoning
human
for doing
emotion is
things.
not. Yeah, they are constantly trying to imitate
Empathize.
cats and
be werewolves.
be werewolves and run a swag train. I'm trying to remember the past episodes we've done.
Like something about raves. I don't know.
How many steps are there to this article?
There are quite a few.
Oh boy. This is going to be a quick episode, remember that?
It's a lengthy one.
Okay, we might skim right through.
Let's read the description. Oh, I've never seen this badge. Sorry. It just said reader approved. And I got here by clicking off of an actual self-help article that was on WikiHow. So I don't know how I got here, but like I landed here and was like, okay.
Is the reader approved? Is it like
a
big
badge.
Is it a little badge?
Yeah. I've never seen that.
What does it mean?
I don't.
Is it the best of the best?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Okay. So, having a pleasant facial expression is a small change that can have a very positive effect on your life. It can be the difference between making friends, getting a job, starting a relationship, or getting help throughout the day. In order to have a pleasant facial expression, you have to first be aware of your face.
Oh no.
After that, you can make small changes to make yourself have a pleasant facial expression more consistently.
Okay, so it's tiny little manipulations to make your face a little bit more pleasant.
Yeah, it's just gotta ring those pleasant factors in the brain.
That's really, it sounds a lot like plastic surgery when you put it like that. Just tiny
does.
little nips and tucks to make your face a little bit more attractive to the sad people who have to look at you.
Also, the first image kind of like doesn't show how a phone works properly, and I'm really worried about this woman.
I'm trying to figure out from the way this is drawn. She is taking a selfie of herself, but the screen is facing away,
close.
and the screen is facing away from her.
Yeah, there's a lot. So this is method 1, being aware of your face. Know how your face naturally rests. Resting facial expressions aren't always the direct correlation of how you're feeling. Many people simply have a serious disposition. This creates an uninviting demeanor. Take a picture of your resting face and look at the expression. Would you be comfortable starting small talk with someone who shared your expression? If you were on a bus and were asked to introduce yourself to someone, would this expression be one to interact with?
Things are getting real right off the top.
So look at your face. Would you want to interact with you?
Look at your sad visage. Would you, if you saw yourself on the street, would you go up to them or would you run in the opposite direction towards happiness? You sad, pathetic person. If you saw yourself on the street, would you be like, that person has everything together? Or would you be like, that person seems like they've had the worst of life thrown at them from every direction?
I'm like somewhere
Be honest
in the
with
middle.
yourself. Everyone is.
What do you think your resting face? I think my resting face is not necessarily. Oh, I have 2 ones. I know I have 2.
I think by definition you can't have 2 resting faces.
Fine. I know that people don't like sitting next to me on public transit. Like, they avoid me. I will be the last seat taken. So I don't know what that says about my face, but it says something. And according to this, it says run away.
Okay.
What about you?
That's your main one?
That's my main
What was
one.
the secondary one?
The secondary one is like, you know, when I'm at a party and really uncomfortable and my resting face is like a slight smile because I'm like trying to be inviting, but it's not working.
Okay. It's like a slight smile. So, hold on, that isn't necessarily a resting face though, because you put some effort in. Are you trying it right now? Mm-hmm. It does not look like a slight smile. It looks like you are holding in some bad words that you want to say about another person.
So I have resting bitch face. I'm good about that.
Okay, so
what are you?
I think
Do you
mine.
Know your face?
I think mine just looks like a slight frown or like a what? Why are you talking to me?
It is. Why are you talking to me? Is your resting face?
Yeah.
Which I've always appreciated about you, Rob.
In what way?
Like when you get your interest and that face goes away, you feel like you've accomplished something.
Oh, that's not how it should be.
I'm kidding.
That's not how things should be. I don't think you are. I think you're hedging now. I think that's what's happening.
I mean, I just said I have resting scary face that scares people away, so I think that we can just accept things.
Fair enough.
Step 2, ask other people.
Oh, no.
So just go up to some... Looking at a picture of your face will produce biased feelings. The best way to get a sense of your true resting facial expression is to ask others. If comfortable, ask strangers. Rob, what would you do if a stranger came up to you and was like, can you tell me what my resting face is?
I feel like even if you got that far, I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't even necessarily plan that much in advance. I wouldn't be able to articulate that efficiently. I'd be like, look at my face. What does it tell you? What does my face say?
What does it say?
What does my face say? Nya, 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 nya.
What does my face say?
What does the face say? Yeah, I don't think it would go well.
No.
I don't think so at all. I think it also is very important what gender and demographic of person you do this to.
It's very true.
Depending on who you do it to, it might end in many different ways.
Many different ways.
What's like the next relevant step that we haven't accidentally already done?
Learn to use the muscles of your face. The easiest way to do this is to learn to wiggle your ears.
Okay.
Look in the mirror and start practicing. You'll likely notice you raise your eyebrows, squint your eyes, and open and close your mouth a lot.
Wait, what?
When you're trying to wiggle your ears, you're going to notice that you raise your eyebrows, squint your eyes, and open and close your mouth a lot.
And so the idea is that through trying to wiggle your ears, you're going to become more aware of the eyes, and I assume later in the eyes and the nose and the mouth and whatnot, and all the wonderful parts of your face. And I assume later in the article it's going to tell you what to do with that, because
I hope so.
So now I've learned how to manipulate my eyes and my nose and my mouth, and I can make it do anything.
Wiggling your ears.
But I don't know what combination to put it in. So I have one half closed eye, one eye that the eyebrows is all the way up. My nose is scrunched and my mouth is like out one way.
Going up to strangers and I'm like, is this pleasant?
This is better than usual, right? This is better than usual. Tell me it's better. Tell me I'm good.
Tell me I'm good. Okay, seemingly out of nowhere, the next step is know your nervous habits.
What? How much do I have to know myself? Because this is really
hard.
This
is a lot of knowing yourself.
Okay.
It's like, nervous habits can prevent you from showing a pleasant facial expression. Biting your nails or having a nervous facial tic can be seen as unprofessional because you look uninterested and distracting.
Okay.
And then it says it's possible to reduce them over time through hypnosis.
That's a whole...
It jumped into a whole nother realm.
Does it have a link to another WikiHow article?
It doesn't.
That's the kind of thing where... that's just in the middle of something. No, I don't appreciate that.
Yeah.
That's like, let's say we made a WikiHow article on how to do a handshake, and somebody's like, this is also a great way, this ties in a lot with sorting out your feelings about your parents when you were young, and then it has no further explanation at all.
You know what I just realized?
Yeah.
Sophia the robot might have written this article.
Who is Sophia the robot?
She's this, the artificial intelligent head that just like has conversations with people, and her face is like, it does things on its own.
This is as much of a I don't understand where this came from as you saying in this article it tells you hypnosis would be an excellent way to get to this point. It's that much of a detour to me.
Oh.
There's a head, there's a robot head.
There's a robot head
named Sophia.
She's made to look like a human, except her face does things wrong.
Well, first of all, they messed up by not putting hair where hair is supposed to be. There's large parts of the scalp where hair should be, and there is no hair.
But her eyes just kind of do things, and her mouth moves, and it's just generally uncomfortable to witness.
Are those all Sophia, that Google image page of results there?
Yes.
They look wildly different from moment to moment.
She's just a woman of many expressions, and they're all deeply, deeply unnerving.
They don't even necessarily look like different expressions. They look like completely different people, as if she looks upset. Oh. I feel like they've gone too far with the robot, where they were just like, we need to teach it how to do expressions, and they accidentally taught it how to nanomorph into completely different people. It is essentially what's the best? What's the best movie reference here? Probably, I guess, the metal thing from Terminator 2 that could just morph into whatever you want.
Oh yeah, yeah. I remember that thing. I had nightmares about that thing growing up.
Did you watch Terminator 2 as a kid?
I did.
Here, let's be controversial. Terminator 2, it's okay.
Not a good movie.
It's okay.
It's like, it exists.
I would say it's good, but it's just like, why does everyone go crazy about that?
Agreed.
Or Ghostbusters. We could go through a lot of these movies if we wanted to.
Could be the controversial podcast.
That it hasn't been done before. Controversial movie opinions and takes and hot takes.
Hot takes. The next method, we're on method 2, making changes. So you know your face, now it's time to make the change.
I feel like I've been touching my face a lot more than usual in this. Now I'm just very self-aware of it.
Don't worry.
I'm just kind of
a WikiHow article.
I'm just kind of stroking the areas around my eyes right now for some reason. It's a little soothing, but it's also I feel like just some sort of demon who can't understand, or an alien that doesn't understand human emotion, who is now self-aware that, oh no, I've been putting the wrong feelers out, and now I might be blown my cover at any moment.
Okay. This tip: practice at home. Look in the mirror and practice your facial changes at home. Take note of the way you notice your mood change as you change your face. Take a pen, clench it in your teeth, imitating a smile. Did you notice yourself feeling happier? Now take the pen and hold it in your protruding lips, creating a frown. It will create the feeling of being unhappy. Practice vowel songs. A long E forces a smile. Ah imitates the expression of surprise. Both of these induce pleasant feelings. E, ah.
Here's my question. The pen. Where did the pen come from?
I don't know where the pen came from. I don't think that holding a pen between your teeth looks like a smile.
No, but it also apparently also can look like a frown. Is that like, okay, so if you go to college, you go to art class. An art college.
Yes.
Day 1, they teach you how to do smiles, how to do frowns.
And
they're like, just draw somebody as if they have a pen in their mouth. Quit. I would quit that college. It doesn't make sense.
The trick you didn't know is Mona Lisa's smile was created using the image of a pen.
Which didn't exist at the time, I don't think. Or I guess they were ink-filled quills or something.
He was just like, I got that image. I know what it's going to look like.
He was so ahead of his time. That's why That's why when you go to that museum, and I don't know if you have, I have once.
I have too, yeah.
The great part is how you can't get nearly close to that possible. You know what must suck?
What?
For all the artists who have, in my memory, I don't know how far they are from the Mona Lisa, but the other paintings that are in that room that no one gives a shit about.
I know that I walked in, saw the Mona Lisa, took a photo, and then left.
I saw it from across the room. There's a giant crowd that I was not willing to fight through. It's not even necessarily, that room is super packed, but that entire wing is incredibly packed of people kind of just slowly moving towards the direction of the Mona Lisa.
Which, isn't that even a copy? It's like not the real one. It's actually kept in the back somewhere. I heard that.
Really?
I could be making fake news, but that's what I heard.
You heard that as in, like, it's one of those rumors that kids tell each other on the playground? Or is it, you've heard it as in you think you heard a news story?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like one of those things. It's like, the Mona Lisa has not been seen in 2,000 years.
The Mona Lisa? No one's ever heard of her.
They put it in a vault, and they put her in the vault as well. Neither of them were ever seen again.
Mona Lisa was never seen again. Step 2, look engaged. Notice the tilt of your head. Having a slight tilt to your head is a subconscious sign that you're engaged and paying attention. This encourages a pleasant disposition.
They're catching on to my tricks now.
I have never been like, oh, this person's not paying attention to me. They're not tilting their head.
No, but I'm very aware, and I feel like it's a thing in animation for some reason.
Oh,
of
definitely.
Like you see like a fit head and they just like slight tilt.
My dogs do that.
Yeah? I guess that's probably half of all conversation I have with my dog is that I'm just interpreting her head movement, where she's looking, and how engaged she seems from how tilted her head is.
Exactly. So take cues from your dog.
I think if you really, because I was about to make fun of it, also a small part of me is just like, no, this is the entirety of, this is exactly what you need to do. Because you look at a dog and you infer so much
from their expressions,
even though I still am not sure if the tongue coming out of my dog's mouth means happiness or frustration.
Else. Yeah.
But I project so much onto her and read so much into it that I can only think, look at a dog, look at what cues you are taking to think that the dog is happy or sad, and then just replicate it in your own mirror. And you're probably halfway there.
Yeah.
So if you can add that, if somebody out there, one of the 150,000 people who have seen this article, if you could just add that in there, I think that's a key little moment that you should throw in.
This is maybe the part that confused me the most when I read this article.
Okay.
Soften your eyes. You want to have eye contact and crease your eyes. Creasing your eyes is different from squinting. It's a good thing to practice in the mirror. The most inviting eyes are fully open yet relaxed. Do you know what the fuck that means?
So let's say we're both looking at each other with the most open possible eyes, but also like relaxed. It's a
relaxed open.
It's a relaxed
open. But it's not squinting.
It's like now my eyes, I can already feel, are starting to turn red and watery.
Yeah, they're hurting a lot.
From just trying to keep them open, but also not so open that you feel like there is some sort of effort going on.
I'm also thinking this is a lot of things to be concentrated on when you're supposed to just have a neutral face.
I feel like every WikiHow article has a little bit of that, like, stroking the head while patting the stomach thing, of which I'm amazingly doing perfectly right now really while talking. I think that's the first time in my life I've ever done it. Maybe the trick is that I just keep concentrating on talking.
Yes.
Which normally I don't. Normally I just shut up. What were we talking about?
Know.
But just every WikiHow article is a little bit like too many things to think about.
Yeah.
I guess if your eyes are watering, then that's kind of like a nice pool that your eyes are lounging in.
Tears are just the eye lounge.
If you ever see somebody crying, that's really just their eyes enjoying a spa day.
Eyes are just on a spa day.
The eyes are just, they got a gift card and they are enjoying themselves.
Your friend just comes up to you, going to the eye spa. They just start sobbing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
This is the next step. Keep your mouth relaxed.
Everything should be relaxed but engaged at all times. Apparently.
Neutral lips or a frown-shaped pout is much less inviting. Keep a small parting of your lips to relax your facial muscles and convey warmth. My facial muscles are definitely not relaxed.
There you go.
With your mouth relaxed, turn the corners of your mouth up. If you're turning your mouth up, is your mouth relaxed?
No.
Then this is a lie.
Literally, by definition, you are contracting those muscles, which should be left alone, or what was it? I don't know. This is my favorite step. Mm-hmm. Become pleasant within. Oh boy, we're getting philosophical now.
If you're forcing a pleasant expression, it can often be picked up on by other people. They'll become suspicious. The best way to avoid this is to actually feel what you're portraying. Take time out of each morning to think of reasons you have to be pleasant.
I feel like this could have been step one.
This should have been step one.
Because if the idea is, and also it is a completely shallow, not very helpful step.
Not at all.
If it's going to tell you, what's the easiest way to be happy?
Yes.
Is to be happy. Then... what's the way to...
telling a depressed person to just, why don't you just cheer up?
Smile? Why don't you just smile? You should be smiling.
You should just be smiling. That'll make you feel better.
You know what's going to make you smile on the outside? If you smile on the inside. And it's like, cool, thank you for helping so much, but this should have been step one if you're going to tell me that fucking bullshit.
Chicken soup for the not pleasant soul.
I'm going to come to the defense of chicken soup. I don't even remember what was in it, but I read a few of those.
I read a lot of those.
I don't remember them being as shallow as, like, the fastest way to be happy on the outside.
To be happy on the inside.
The best way for the outside to feel like a wonderful warm pool is for the inside to feel like a nice lounge chair.
If your insides don't feel like a lounge chair, you're doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So the next method is being comfortable and smiling, and there's only a few steps left, so don't you worry, we're almost there.
Okay.
Smile when appropriate, which makes sense.
Just don't smile. Don't smile
when someone tell you horrible news.
Time's not to smile. Your friend has died. Your family member has died. You're at the funeral for the friend or family member.
So someone's having an eye spa day.
Unless your friend or family member was a fun person who would have wanted everybody to have a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, not time for your personalized spa day.
Yeah, just don't do it. This is kind of confusing. Focus during uncomfortable situations. If you notice yourself in a non-pleasant situation, remember to keep your face pleasant. Simply placing the muscles of your face in the pattern of pleasant emotion elicits the feeling. Is that true? I have never smiled and then felt happy. Didn't the other step just say you have to feel happy to exude happiness?
It's bounced back and forth because it has also already said that was the whole pen thing where if you force yourself to smile, you're going to feel happier.
Yeah.
I have now, in getting ready for this podcast, not this specific episode, but podcasting in general, I did hear a lot of advice, which was like, you should be trying to smile because people can hear it if you're smiling.
Okay.
Apparently, it radiates through your voice.
Cool.
It makes people can pick up on it.
Slightly alarming.
Yeah, so people can tell right now whether or not you care, Kaitlyn.
I care so much, Rob.
And it really definitely sounds like that, and not like you are a hostage.
There's a fine line between happy and hostage.
I feel like that's a thing that has been talked about a lot, though. Is that if you fake it till you make it, including like. Something about the muscles of pulling a smile makes your brain, sends chemicals to your brain, or your brain is Pavlovian, will respond by releasing the correct dopamine or whatever, serotonin.
I feel
not
like
serotonin.
You're saying enough scientific terms that I believe you.
Half of all scientists are just bullshitting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then this is the final step. Have confidence in your appearance.
Fuck you.
Yeah,
fuck
honestly,
this thing.
Fuck this article.
It should have been from the beginning. Okay, sorry. All right, let's summarize this.
Let's restructure this.
Summarizing the article.
Summarizing it.
Okay, so step 1, be a happy person. Step 2,
like the way you look.
Go to Men's Warehouse? Is that what you're saying? Is that a Canadian commercial? It might be.
Probably.
You're going to like the way you look. Step 3, don't be unconfident.
Step 4, maybe use a mirror once or twice.
Look in the mirror. Do you look like a sad piece of shit? Stop.
Stop that.
Look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, hey, you sad piece of shit.
Up.
Stop. Buck up.
Buck up, buddy. And that's it. That's my summary.
Okay. What should it actually be? What should how to fix a resting face? 1,
you can't fix the face that's the resting face. I don't think you can. Your resting face is your resting face because that's like structurally how your genetics laid out.
Well, now
face.
we're getting into nature versus nurture. Were you born with not enough muscle in your cheeks to hold a smile, or were you just like throughout your entire life you were just disappointed so much?
Are you lazy? do you not want to work your muscles?
Maybe. I don't know. I think you could probably change. We're not saying change your face. We're saying the neutral expression on it.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. There's no community questions.
Dang. Okay.
I don't think. One second. Maybe I'm lying.
Nobody's ever questioned this entire article, huh?
Oh, there is one.
Okay.
How can I always be positive?
Well,
I'm going to have you answer this one.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, according to this article, you just decide to be positive, and then you're positive for the rest of your life. And
I wish that worked.
Mm-hmm. What? I don't know. How serious should we answer this question?
How can I always be positive?
How can you always be positive? Wait, did it say always be positive?
Always be positive.
Well, that's
impossible.
That's a physical impossibility. Yeah. Nobody has the energy for that.
God. No. I barely have enough energy to record this podcast.
I barely have enough energy to hold a neutral face, let alone to smile all the time.
Exactly.
Ugh.
So
go up to people on the street, ask them, "Do I look happy enough?" And when they say no,
you just go, "Okay."
You raise the Here's the other problem.
You take out that pen, you put it in your mouth.
Here's the other problem. Once you take the pen out of your mouth, is that if you try to force a smile, it always looks wrong.
It always looks wrong.
I can't smile in photos. I really can't. So I like do a closed mouth smirk sometimes. Yeah. That's like the closest I can get to looking human.
That's good.
Yeah.
I default to the mouth open.
You do a lot of like meetups and stuff where I assume people want photos. Yeah. So do you have like do you have a Nathan Fillion style, like, did you read about his, he has that pattern? I never
read about that.
He has something where he's like, let me take that phone. All right, we're going to do one, boom, and there you go. And
That's
it's like,
so smart.
because he's done it so much that he knows the exact right selfie angles while also giving a variety and also what will actually be appealing. Because if people, apparently, I'm going to mansplain to you how a meetup works.
Please do,
something.
Because I don't fucking know what I'm doing. This is how photos work at a meetup for me. I get uncomfortable and like don't know how to say, anybody want photos? Mm-hmm. And then people go, yeah, photos. And then I just make an effort, a concentrated effort to just look ridiculous in every single photo from that meetup. So then I don't have to worry about doing nice photos. I can just exist.
I thought you were going to say, I try to look as ridiculous as possible in those photos that people don't want to share them, and therefore none of the photos ever get put online.
No, they put everything online.
Gotcha. Now, so what Mr. Fillion was saying, apparently, was that...
Mr. Fillion.
And it's nothing on the people taking the photos, but just because he has literally done it hundreds of times, he's aware at this point that people take like photos, but maybe it'll be at a low angle that they don't necessarily know until they take the photos. Like, something about this seems off. Let's do it again. And they try it a few more times. So he knows that it's just like, there's like 3 points or whatever that he does.
Smart.
And he like brings the person in and he does a one arm hug and one arm to take the selfies.
Hey, Mr. Fillion, let me know, please, about your tactics in more detail.
What's this delightful accent?
It's almost Christopher Walken.
Isn't it weird that you can see now that I've like put my legs up, I've become so much more relaxed at the end of this.
You have.
And I look happy.
You do look happy.
All right, number 1 tip for how to look
Put
neutral.
Your feet up.
Put your feet up. Number 2, finish a podcast.
There you go.
You feel so good. So we got some reviews to read. This is from last month. Oh, where were we? There we are. We ended with Smelloweener last week. Next up, Furky13 from Australia, a laugh out loud podcast that teaches you to be a better human being! Whether you need to learn how to clap, how to journal as a mermaid, or how to spend Crimbus, whatever.
Crimbus.
With your teddy bears. Remember, no more than 6 teddies. This podcast is for you. It's funny, educational. We'll have you questioning how you got this far in life without these how-tos. Thank you so much.
Wow, that is like the nicest thing. Also, Australia, that's far.
That's very far. Also, you have a better memory for the podcast episodes that we've done than we did earlier in this episode.
Because you were mentioning things, and I was like, yes, we've done those.
Right, the 6 teddy bear rule. That was a thing, right? I don't, still. New favorite podcast from River Tam 16. Hey, River Tam, we were just making Nathan Fillion references. It all comes full circle.
Holy shit. Mr. Fillion, is that you?
From USA. Mr. Fillion hates Mal, his own character. He does love the character of River Tam.
Can't deal with it.
Before finding this, my favorite podcasts were Welcome to Night Vale and Wait, Don't Tell Me, but How to Not has skyrocketed to the top. That is a high bar. A high bar. I still haven't listened to Welcome to Night Vale.
Oh, it's so good. Like, if you like anything slightly like out there.
No, I'm a very straight-laced person.
Then you won't like Welcome to Night Vale.
Well, I'm sorry. Wait, Don't Tell Me is pretty good, though.
Yeah, it is.
Skyrocketed to the top. It's hilarious and fun, and I find myself eagerly awaiting for each new episode, including this one, hopefully.
I hope you like this one.
What if this is the one that lets them down?
Well, too fucking bad.
One less listener. That's probably a whole percentage of our
whole one. That's 5% of our audience.
Thanks for the help, Robert Schlee from Canada. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. This is a good show hosted by fellow Canadians. I listened to it and I'm normal now. A normal Canadian is out there, thanks to us.
Thanks for listening, normal Canadian. We really appreciate it.
Now, actually, hold on. This is a big problem with our own thing. I heard this concept over the weekend, but it's one of those, like, I think it's called the student government problem.
Okay.
Where you can't be part of a club where you can't form a club where the idea is to leave the club. We're trying to get people to become normal human beings. Once they're normal, they'll stop listening to the podcast.
No, because you never finish being normal. You can't finish being normal.
You kind of legitimately just blew my mind right there. That's almost like a way to live your life is just to think No one will ever be normal.
Nobody's ever going to be normal because everybody's definition of normal is different. So what we're doing is trying to get you to encompass most definitions of normal.
When everybody's extraordinary, nobody is, or something.
Exactly.
Which is a negative thing in Mr. Radbird's Incredibles, and he has been criticized for that. But in our world, you know what? Everybody's extraordinary, and by that, everybody gets to be ordinary. You're an ordinary person.
You're ordinary.
Everybody is ordinary. Everybody gets ordinary. Look under your chair. You're ordinary.
You're ordinary.
I think that's a good note to leave on.
That's great. If you would like to have a review read on the podcast like we just did, you can submit them on iTunes by leaving a 5-star review, and we will probably read them out here. You can also submit ideas for articles for us to read the same way, or at Twitter at HowToNotShow. And that's it.
Play us out, Kaitlyn.
Can you tell I'm smiling?
Oh, dear Lord.